Hello and welcome to Nonprofit Campaigns, our very first Thursday edition of our live forum on fundraising and board development. And I want to welcome everybody here, those that are joining on Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to introduce my guests. Our first guest we're going to be interviewing today is Taryn Cabingas. And she is the executive director, founder of Improving Every Opportunity. Say aloha. She's here on Maui with me, by the way. Say aloha, Taryn.
Hi, guys.
Oh, the internet's slow. I'm here waving. There she is. We also have with us live, we're expecting a few other people, but we all for me, please, if you can. Well, perhaps we have internet problems. Can you hear me, Taryn?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
It's a little choppy, but it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to bear with this. This is internet on Maui sometimes is a funny thing. Gov, tell me your last name so I get it right, please.
Yeah, Bhandari, Gov Bhandari.
Bhandari, and you are the founder of a new nonprofit yourself.
Yeah.
What's the name of your nonprofit?
Yeah, Global Build International Foundation, and it's a nonprofit we're working on globally, in helping on education and also improving life through healthcare, as well as especially focus on the job-oriented training for people in the underprivileged countries.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us today, Gov. We have another person. Kimberlee's here. There is Kimberlee Barker from Hopeful Handbags. Say aloha or hello or whatever. She's in Barbados, by the way. Taryn and I are on and it's always nice to see your smiling face. We're going to talk with you here in a few minutes as well. Now, for those of you that are watching this live on Facebook and YouTube, go to the live chat, and you guys can do this also here in the that are in the studio in the comments, and type fundraising success. Oops. Our hashtag today for this month is fundraising success. So if you are watching us from our YouTube group our Facebook group or our Facebook page, go in, type hashtag fundraising success. If anybody else, I know Pastor Amos might be listening, there's a few others that are joining us. I'm going to put in here on the chat, there is the link to join us live, should you like to do that. There's we've got room for 5 or 6 more people that would like to come live, be a panelist, and join us today. And I want to first... I want to first show you guys something. I received a wonderful gift in the mail yesterday from one of our clients, Kai Weiser, who is the president of the Huntington State Beach Junior Lifeguard Association. They're raising money for a capital campaign. And I've gotten 2 books in the mail. I don't know if you can see these or not. I'm going to try to put this here. This is Kai's book. He wrote, and it's called Images of America Huntington Beach Lifeguards. And if I want to give a shout out to Kai, he mailed me this book. He also mailed me Ed Bodraska's book called Stories from Sea Level. Ed, I'm going to put this here so you can see that. There it is, Stories from Sea Level. And Ed wrote a neat book. Kai wrote a neat book. I'm an old lifeguard waterman type guy that I'm going to really enjoy these, but I want to show you one picture that's in Kai's book. I didn't, where did I put it here? There's a lot of cool pictures here, and I forgot to save this one exactly where we wanted it, but there's a picture of me in here from 20 years ago. And of course I had it saved earlier. Now I can't find the picture, but in any event, oh, there it is. This is, can you see this, guys? That is a picture of me with no gray hair. And I'm with me. This is a very prized photo, by the way. That is Chief Bob Burnside, who passed away this year, and Matt Carl, who is a Huntington Beach Marine Safety Officer. We are in Puerto Escondido, Oaxaca, Mexico, for the United States Lifeguard Association. I was a Mexican liaison officer for many years with the United Lifeguard Association. We have the Salvavidas of Baja might be joining us here as well. And that's Ronald Jensen. But anyhow, this is cool. I thank you, Kai Weiser, for a client of ours at Nonprofit Campaigns, for mailing me your book. And of course, Ed's book, I get to now read this weekend, all about lifeguarding. Okay. We started something this month called the 30-Day Challenge to Fundraising Success. And it's based on the magic word by Earl Nightingale. And tell me, Taryn and Kimberlee, Gov, you guys are all participating in this. Give me your takeaways. Oh, internet problems. There's Taryn. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
The 30-Day Challenge to Fundraising Success. And give us your greatest takeaways, Taryn, Kimberlee, and Gov. Taryn, you get to go first because you're going to have to leave us early today.
I just really like the inspirational aspect to them. They really make me want to do more for my nonprofit and just take more action.
Very good. And have that mindset for fundraising success. Mindset. Kimberlee, tell us what your greatest takeaway from this 30-day challenge to achieving this fundraising success mindset.
Well, what I have to say, the clip is an awesome clip. Very, very applicable, even although it was done like 30 years ago. I would have to say today's clip was what kind of resonate with me. Successful people, once you radiate success comes to you, basically. So today was probably one of the best ones for me.
I thank you. And today is day 8 she's referring to. And Gov, go ahead and tell me a little bit. What are you thinking of this 30-day challenge so far?
Yeah, I really like the motivation, especially pushing for 30 days kind of a roadmap. And as well as I think like you put the Ernest Nightingale, very motivational. I think I used to follow and read a book from him, and then it is like, since we are kind of starting and build a foundation framework, it gives us a kind of guidance, and I like that.
Very good. Thank you for your comments. You, Kimberlee, you said that was 30 years ago. It was 59 years ago when this magic word was recorded.
Oh,
and I got to tell you, I've been doing nonprofit fundraising for 40 years. And I've got to tell you that this mindset is absolutely an essential prerequisite to fundraising success. And that's why we're doing this over 30 days. We're asking all of you to listen to that 14-minute audio by Earl Nightingale called The Magic Word. We're going to mute you, I think, for just a sec, or whoever's got the kid going, just mute yourself for a second, come back. Thank you, Kimberlee. And as I was saying, this is an absolute prerequisite to any nonprofit that wants to achieve fundraising success. If you do this every day for 30 days in our group, it will become a habit that will be so important to you for the rest of your life. So thank you all for joining us. I want to thank Mark, my son, who is in charge of the day-to-day business. I don't know if Mark, if you're in there, chat. Somebody put in the chat there, fundraising success. If you're there, let us know who you are. Tell us your names. We're going to get you guys to ask questions later, those who are watching live. Mark's making these daily images, and I'm having so much fun with my son creating these daily messages for you guys. So I hope you're all enjoying it. Please tune in, and every day like I said, take 14 minutes, listen to the magic word, go in to read our daily post fundraising success, hashtag fundraising success down below, and every day. And it'll be the best 15 minutes a day that and you'll really appreciate it. I guarantee it. Okay. We're going to switch gears here for a sec. I want to interview Taryn. She's going to leave us a little bit earlier, and then we're going to come back to Gov and Kimberlee. And Taryn, as I said, you are the founder of Improving Every Opportunity here on Maui. You founded your nonprofit, Taryn, when you were a high school, I believe it was junior. You just graduated from Lahaina Luna High School. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I got to tell you, there's enough. I know a lot of kids out there that are just, they're focused on surfing and having fun and partying or whatever the thing is. And when you were in high school, you started your own 501c3 nonprofit. Tell us what inspired you to do this, Taryn.
Well, I was kind of having a crisis. So, you know how like you're kind of forced to figure out what you want to do as a career, kind of. I was thinking that I wanted to be like a forensic psychologist or like a detective or something like that, because I watched a lot of shows. That were like really cool, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But then I was like, you know what? I don't actually want to do that. Like, I just think it's cool. And then I was like kind of in a weird place. I was like, I don't know what I want to do. This is making me sad. And then I just asked myself, like, what do I want to do? I asked myself that out loud, and the answer was that I just want to help people. Ever since I was little, I just thought like there was a lot of bad things that happen in this world. So I just want to help. And so the other founder of my nonprofit, his name is Hunter, and we're friends. We went to high school together. And we were just hanging out one day, and we were talking, and we found out that we both really want to help people, especially with everything going on around this world today. And we just were like, you know what? Let's start a nonprofit. And then we didn't really feel like we needed to pick up a specific issue to work on because there's just so many. We just wanted to help everything. So that's where Improving Every Opportunity came from.
And I know you're collaborating with other nonprofits here on Maui. You're doing cleanups, like neighborhood cleanups, and environment. The environment is a big thing for you, right, Taryn?
Yeah, so we've been starting off with cleanups. One of our main goals is to increase community service around just around the world, increase community service participation, because everyone has different issues that they're really interested in. And so if we can enable them to really take action, then a lot of people can generate some big changes.
Now, you and I and Hunter recently met here on my lanai, where I'm at right now. The sun's moving around a little bit, so my lighting's not so good, but we had a chance to meet and go over, and you of course, you have taken our course, Intro to High Impact Campaigns, a guide to prepare for success, and you recruited me for a position as a volunteer, didn't you?
Yeah, we asked if you could be a board member. Mm-hmm. We're working on our interview questions. I know. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I was and I got to tell you, she did it everything by the playbook. Her and Hunter, they developed a relationship with me, came out, met, and we got a chance to talk about how we can help people in the community. They asked me to be a board member. I agreed. Right out of the playbook from our online training course. And of course, that qualifies you for 1.75 CFRE points. You too, Kimberlee, you get those 1.75 CFRE points. You're a new person that just joined up for our online training course. Going back to you, Taryn, you've got to leave here in about 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I want to give you a chance to talk about what it was like to go out and form. Oh, and by the way, you just received a couple of months ago your 501c3 status in the mail. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was in I think it was the first week of May we received it. So yeah,
very
like a
good.
month ago.
Congratulations. So that means all those those donations that you are receiving now. And I know Taryn, she's going to sit down with me soon, and we're going to talk about a pledge and what my pledge is and how much money I'm going to pledge to donate to the organization this year. And those are all now tax deductible contributions. Do other people in your school, Lahaina Luna? Oh, by the way, you're a valedictorian.
Yeah, I'm a valedictorian.
You just graduated as a valedictorian. Do a lot of kids in high school these days, are they focused on improving every opportunity and doing doing community service and running nonprofits?
I feel like the most that they'd be interested in doing that kind of stuff would be to get into a good college. I don't think they would just because they want to.
They want to use that on their resume that they have, that they volunteer and get involved, which is a good resume builder. Hopefully they're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, hopefully.
Now, as a new nonprofit, Kimberlee, do you have any words of advice or questions for Taryn, for Kimberlee or Gov? Gov, I know you're starting your own nonprofit right now, and we're going to get to you in a little bit. Kim, do you guys have any questions or words of wisdom and advice for Taryn as she goes about this journey?
Be creative and keep an open mind.
Be creative, and I missed the other part.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Okay. And keep an open mind. Thank you, Gov.
Yeah, I think you're in a good hand with the right team and the right structure, and then you're actually getting education like way earlier, like how to set up. A lot of us that we have started had challenges to figure out all the pieces together. So I think keep up the good work, and it's great to network and want to know more about your nonprofit.
Thank you. Should I share my screen to go over my website?
Yeah, please do. You've got you can share your screen and show us your website. Tell us what your website is, Taryn.
It just goes over our history. Why? Okay, hold on. It's not working.
If you hit share, it'll pop up, and then it'll tell you which Google tab or Chrome tab to put in there.
There we go. It just goes over our roots and what we do. It kind of clears it up because sometimes when I'm explaining it, it doesn't really make much sense. But when you read it yourself, you can kind of understand it a little bit more. Just because our mission is so vague, people don't understand. It's just improvingeveryopportunity.org. You can add that www if you want to.
And this, and so you're working on this elevator pitch. This is your chance now to give us your elevator pitch. You're going to leave in a few minutes and go to work. You work on Front Street in Lahaina, where all the tourists love to go visit, right?
Oh, I work at Whalers Village, actually. It's basically the same thing. It's right next to all the hotels.
Yeah, that's Kaanapali, Whalers Village.
Yep.
And what do you do for fun when you are not running this nonprofit? And of course, you're going to college. You got a lot of stuff going on, but what do you like to do for fun?
I like to hang out with my friends and my dogs, and I like to go to the beach, look for shows, and go surfing. And you're born and raised and I like to draw. So yeah, this is our website. This is our mission right over here.
Okay, let's
I
see.
mentioned looking at it too. It's like I like the nice, clean, look and feel of it. And
Thank
greenery.
you.
Mhm.
This is Honolulu Forest right here in this picture. We also got here's some individual tabs that you can click on to learn more about us. And then here you can look at all the options that you can do for helping. You can volunteer, donate, or you can be a sponsor. And then right here we have an excerpt from when we got featured in the Lahaina News, which is my city. Yeah, so we got
Very
featured
good.
in the
Go ahead and read that quote. I can't read that.
Okay, it says, for the present chaos of the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, these teens have turned the turmoil into an effort to ease the tension by actively engaging in a project to nurture a positive future for the community.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. If you want to show any more of that, let me know when you're done showing that screen and I'll pop this down.
Okay, so here, we can just go here to learn more about us.
There you go. That's what we want to do. And if you are on Maui or anywhere on Hawaii and you want to coordinate, collaborate with a group of kids doing wonderful things, what do we do? How do they find you? Go to this website.
You can go onto our website, and if you scroll all the way down, it has our email, and then at the bottom right here, it has our phone number.
All right.
That's my phone number. But here,
very good.
How it started. I told you guys the story. And then what we are, it has our mission statement in here. And then we have our introductions. We need to update them a little bit. Hunter just turned 20. He's not 19 anymore. So, yeah.
And you're turning 18 soon, correct?
I'm about to turn 18 in July.
In July? Really? My birthday's in July. I'm July 12th.
Oh, I'm July 31.
Well, you're at the end of that month of July, so we'll get together and enjoy our birthday month together.
Yeah.
Taryn, thank you so much for being a guest here on our live forum on fundraising. We're going to have you come back. We're going to talk more about this stuff. And I just wanted to feature you and get a chance to introduce you as our Maui nonprofit. In just a few minutes now, we're going to interview Gov and talk about his organization. I did want to, I lost Kimberlee for a second, so she's going to come back on, and I wanted to ask Kimberlee a question, and then we're going to go in and interview Gov. Taryn, feel free to stick around for as long as you got here. I think you got to leave in a few minutes, right?
Okay. Yeah, I do, but I would really like to hear. Maybe
Very
I'll just
good.
listen to the live on Facebook in my car when I drive.
Yes, you can catch it live or the replay in Facebook, the replay on YouTube Live. And Kimberlee is back. Thank you, Kimberlee. I wanted to give you a shout out. Kimberlee is right now in the process at Hopeful Handbags of doing your very first Fund Duel campaign, right?
Yes, it is right now at the board's desk. So we're supposed to have that meeting sometime in the next couple of days, and we'll take it from there. So yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to do for those of you who don't know, Nonprofit Campaigns has teamed up with Dr. Linda Hansen, the creator of Fund Duel, to create what we call social media live virtual fundraising campaigns. These live virtual fundraising campaigns were a big deal in the pandemic. And I looked around, and I got to tell you, most of the options for live virtual fundraising campaigns, in my opinion, were pretty boring. And so we looked around to come up with the best solution we could partner with. We found it. It is Fund Duel. And Kimberlee, you got a chance to be we had a meeting recently with Kathleen on your team and Dr. Linda Hansen to talk about this. Let me do a real quick 1-minute commercial, if you will allow me, on what FundDuel is and how it can help your nonprofit. And here we go.
FundDuel is a revolutionary gamified fundraising website. We use competition, challenges, live virtual events, and real-time online auctions to make fundraising fun and exciting. Sponsors love us because of how much we help grow their brand. How does it work? Instead of just asking donors to give directly to your cause, we turn it into a game. Donors give through a team that is raising money for your cause. The team that raises the most money wins. And the best part? All the money raised from each team goes to your cause. Sponsors will have their name and logo displayed on the campaign page. They can even sponsor a team. Anyone who donates will think of themselves as members of that team. What a great way to generate brand loyalty. If your fundraising is suffering because you can't hold your normal annual event, we've got you covered. Run your live event virtually right on your FundDuel page. If your event includes an auction, you can hold it with a live auctioneer. Donors can bid directly through your FundDuel page using their phones, tablets, or computers. Everything you need, all in one place. Visit us at fundduel.com/start to set up your FundDuel campaign today.
All right, that is FundDuel, and thank you, Kimberlee, for bringing that for us to be able to have that opportunity to work on this campaign with you. It's on the board's desk right now. They're going to be approving that soon, right?
Yes, please. As soon as we've come to a decision, but we are mad excited about it. It's very, very attractive, and yeah. I'm feeling really, really positive about it. So yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. And give us a real quick rundown again. What is Hopeful Handbags' mission? And you are, of course, the person in charge of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I am the Caribbean
school.
Yes. So Hopeful Handbags is a 501c3 nonprofit. It was founded by Kathleen Miner and her husband, and its mission is to raise hope, help, and support to those getting back on their feet from domestic abuse. So we spread awareness and work to prevent domestic abuse locally and actually all around the world. We're not only in the Caribbean, we're also in France, Australia, Africa, and the UK. So we're a global organization. By using the handbags, it kind of opens up the conversation so that those that still in abusive relationships or situations, they still feel safe and confident to reach out for help. And we also act as like a bridge organization for the survivors as they restructure their lives in a safe, productive, and positive direction.
Wonderful. And when were you founded?
2017.
2017, and you can reach you and get involved. I know I'm following your Facebook page and your Instagram page. I'm seeing all your posts. How do we get a hold of you and Hopeful Handbags if we have any questions?
Right. As you would have just mentioned, we are all over social media. Hopeful, Full.
Yeah, 2 L's in that. That blew me at first.
Yes, 2 L's. Right, 2 L's in there. Hopeful Handbags, and we also have a website, hopefulhandbags.org. So once you go there, just like what's her name? That would have just left. We have all the tabs there that you could donate, you can volunteer, you can find out all about what we do and keep abreast of everything.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. for sharing that. Stick around with us here today because I know somebody may have questions. You may have questions. You may have advice to share with Gov, who is on his journey to starting his nonprofit. And we're going to get to you in a second, Gov. I'm just going to jump up here and check the comments section real quick. If you are listening via Facebook, go ahead. And if you have any questions that you want to ask, jump in the comments section. We're going to ask you to post hashtag fundraising success and introduce yourself if you're listening to us live from Facebook, and introduce your nonprofit. We'll get a chance to go back and ask those questions. I haven't seen any comments yet. Not sure if it's me that is my end's not working. If you guys notice any comments up there that I'm missing, I'll tell you what, Kimberlee and Gov, go in and type fundraising success, hashtag fundraising success for me, please, in that comment section at the box on the top right. And that way I can at least see that this is working. For some reason, we're having a few issues with StreamYard today. And as we do that and ask you guys to post that hashtag fundraising success, introduce yourself that you're watching from Facebook. I'm going to turn to you, Gov, now, and we are going to go in and probably spend the majority of the rest of this forum talking to you and talking about your organization. And we've got some advice and words of wisdom. I know Kimberlee might have words of wisdom. Gov, once again, introduce your organization.
Great. Well, thank you, Rob. And the organization like we have is a Global Bill International Foundation. Goal is, work, globally, mostly, improving the access to education and also, personal empowerment for people that who are doesn't have it. And also one of the thing is to, create a technology that will kind of get the job that you need in the market. So those are the things that we are working, and especially the technology field, like an IT, that we can empower folks in countries that have not great opportunities. So we're working on that, as well as especially the COVID situation that nutrition and healthcare and all that is kind of critical. So we're working on that as well. So it's we're kind of forming a team, and it's kind of in the beginning phase at the moment.
And where are you located, Gov?
We are located in Illinois, Bloomington, Illinois.
Okay, but your reach is global. We don't have a website and social media pages for the organization, right?
Yeah, so we are working on that, build that up.
And you had, so you had questions. One of the things I know you wanted to join us on this forum today is to ask some questions on where to start and where to go, right?
Yeah, it's always networking with the right folks and, sharing knowledge and, also the experience like you already have been through. That's definitely helped, to make the work easier. And, we're trying to have a proper process for board, as well as a fundraising, a tool like one of the tool that you share is a very good one.
Absolutely. And so we're going to go into fundraising 101 for a few minutes with Gov and Kimberlee and whoever is listening to us from Facebook Live. If you are a founder of a nonprofit, if you are in the growing stages of your nonprofit, I'm gonna do what I call fundraising 101 here in the forum. And the first thing I would suggest is, and this is anybody, YouGov, anybody else that is looking to found a nonprofit, is to collaborate with as many people as possible that are doing what you are doing in your field. I got to say, there's an awful lot of founders in nonprofits out there today that maybe if you, look back at things, you might think maybe rather than starting a nonprofit, the and going solo. Maybe you would be better off joining another organization, collaborating with an organization. And after you do the research and get out and see who everybody in Illinois and everybody in the United States, everybody in the countries that you are looking to serve, network with them, develop a relationship. I think that is the most important first step we can do for nonprofit founders. And I believe it will help you find your niche. If you decide that you're going to collaborate with another nonprofit rather than founding your own, that is certainly a way I think that a lot of people should look at proceeding. But if you decide you're going to still form your own nonprofit and you've got this will and this desire to go out and do a certain thing, that will help you design and figure out your niche of where you can best serve people. Maybe that other nonprofits aren't doing and aren't serving. And Kimberlee, do you have any advice on this before I proceed and go on?
I actually agree with what you said, Rob. Instead of forming another one, you could probably just do your research and find out if anybody in your area is already doing it. So, for example, I am very passionate about self-defense and especially as a female. So I'm able to apply my self-defense expertise with the nonprofit, which is domestic abuse. So instead of forming another nonprofit, which was solely responsible for teaching ladies how to defend themselves, I just attached it to a cause that would require my assistance.
Very good. Very good. And I know you're passionate, involved with a lot of organizations, right, Kimberlee?
Yeah. Yes.
I see you smiling and nodding your head there. I can hear you now. We're internet slow today. All right. So Gov, I'm going to come back and I'm going to finish this one-on-one, and then we're going to open it up for questions from you and for any of the members that are watching us from Facebook Live. This is an image that is a couple years old, well, more than a couple years old, but the numbers don't change. Actually, the number that 335.17 billion goes up, but the numbers as far as the percentages stay about the same. And if you look at the total dollars contributed and where they come from, 15% is coming from foundations. And so many nonprofits are stuck on a hamster wheel of writing grants and chasing that next grant. And that's one of the reasons we founded Nonprofit Campaigns, is to help nonprofits get off this hamster wheel where they think it's got to be corporate foundations and it's got to be or corporations sponsorships and foundations and grant writing. Too many nonprofits out there are changing and their mission to be able to fit into the grant rather than finding the funding that best fits your mission so you can serve what you were called to do. Of 15% comes from foundations, 5% come from corporations. I hear questions all the time. Well, how do I get more corporations? Okay, 5% of your efforts should be going into getting those corporate funding. 15% of your efforts are somewhere around there should be in writing grants. But look at where the very vast majority of funds come from in the United States and all over the world, and that is from individuals. Over 70, it's getting closer to 80% now. Of all the money contributed is coming from individuals. So how do we change and focus and develop a culture of philanthropy that focuses on these individuals, to develop a relationship with these individuals and seek them to become donors and volunteers and board members in our organizations? It's interesting. That's going to help you with corporate fundraising, right? Because corporations at the end of the day are owned and run by individuals. And it's usually, well, most of the time when I see corporate gifts, and corporate donations and sponsorships for nonprofits is because somebody developed a relationship with that individual president and CEO, the person running that corporation. And the fastest growing segment of fundraising right now is bequests, and those are planned gifts that come from, of course, individuals, right? And naming them and recognizing them, having them name your organization in their will. I can't tell you how important it is for people to focus more on individuals and how do we develop strategies and to develop relationships with those people to increase. So your organization's funds should resemble closely to this pie chart. So, and if it's off balance in some way, let's look at that and figure out how we can change that to get it more to resemble this pie chart. The next image we're going to show is the good old-fashioned pyramid of giving. And Gov, I know, and Kimberlee has been working on this. Taryn is just starting this process. But these are kind of all the places that and all the activities that we're doing as fundraising. Online giving now, of course, is a very big deal, and more millennials and younger people like to participate and donate via social media and websites and those passive areas. And so those are very important. Direct mail campaign was the old stalwart, right? All of our nonprofits, and we still should be working direct mail. Direct mail has a piece and a component in there, of course, and these are all the different methods for annual giving. And so we've got it on our website, we've got it on our social media, and we're using direct mail appeals, benefits, and special events. This is another at the area where I think a lot of nonprofits focus too much of their time on special events to raise the funds for their organization. And Kimberlee, we've talked about this in the past. In my opinion, what we teach at nonprofit campaigns, that special events are fundraisers more than they are fundraisers. They are, yes, they do raise money, but if you've put together a gala, and that a lot of people are trying to get back in front of people live with these special events now that COVID is starting to become under control. And the cost of renting a venue to put your donors in, that's pretty cool. The cost of the meal, the cost of getting the promotion to get everybody to your event, that's a lot of money. And so I'm not saying that we shouldn't focus on special events, but if you're doing more than 2 special events a year, chances are you're focusing way too much time trying to raise your funds there. The idea is to take all of these options for giving, online giving, social media, direct mail, benefits, and special events, and develop them into what we call high impact fundraising campaigns. We just happen to offer a course called Intro to High Impact Campaigns that teaches you everything, how to actually do this. But what we're doing is we're taking all of those donors and we're developing relationships with them, and we're getting our board members involved. So to create what I call volunteer-led, staff-managed high impact fundraising campaigns that involve your board members, giving them ownership of the fundraising process. There is in that, I don't know, Kimberlee, if you've had a chance to watch the training yet. I know you just downloaded it the other day. But in that training, it talks about job descriptions for the campaign chair, who should be a board member, and your major gift fundraisers who are board members, and your team captains, and develops a roadmap for us to go out and take all of our fundraising efforts. Our goal is to get them out of online giving, get them out of direct mail, and get them into this annual campaign where somebody is making a personal appeal, telling them their story, a volunteer going out and telling somebody their story and their the mission and why they personally donate to the organization, and ask others to join them at at their level of giving, even if they say no, we have given the best form of advertising known to man, which is word of mouth advertising. And that's the meat and potatoes of what a high impact annual campaign is. That's why we founded nonprofit campaigns, to be able to help people on this journey. And now we're taking them to the middle level of this pyramid. And we're developing them to become major gift donors. And we're involving them and giving them reasons to become involved in capital campaigns, in special gift campaigns. We're giving them a recognition for joining our endowment programs. I believe all nonprofits need to have some kind of an endowment recognition society where we can, and they should be gathering together a couple of times a year to celebrate and giving reasons for people to name your organization and as an estate or planned gift, make cash donations of stock, donate. Bitcoin is even something. And of course, that arrives us to the very tip top of this pyramid, bequests and planned gifts. That is the largest opportunity, the largest growth in that pie chart that you see of where fundraising dollars come from in the United States. Whew. Okay. I'm going to pull that off. That is kind of my quick speech, maybe not so quick, on what nonprofits should be focusing on and why we exist here at Nonprofit Campaigns. Gov, do you have any questions?
I think, yeah, that's a really good point. The list of way, not just the one way of, getting fundraising. There's a multiple way, like I think you presented. Those are great. Like even we are like big on online donation these days, but I think direct mail is still out there, like a word of mouth. Like these are like good resource.
And the other thing that I really believe is I'm a believer in large boards. Gov, I think you said, how many people are on your board right now?
Yeah, we have 3 people right now,
which is kind of the minimum, right? Required by law. Mm-hmm. Kimberlee, I know you're growing your board right now. How many board members do you guys have at Hopeful Handbags now?
We have 8 board members, executive board members. But since we last spoke, our board also increased as well.
Okay.
The standard board.
And so you're working to grow your board of directors, which is a challenge when you're global, right? It's hard to get everybody together in the same room. Thankfully, StreamYard and Zoom is helping us with these challenges. Yep. But if you look at the national average, I believe, is about 16 board members, 15, 16 board members is the national average. You will find larger organizations that raise more money tend to have larger boards. I love boards that, 30 people on a board of directors to me is a real win. Obviously, if you are, it's hard to that could be a little unwieldy, taking 30 people and setting policy. And so it's very important, in my opinion, that our executive committee is and the board is working in committees, and we're bringing things back to a 1 hour, 1.5 hour board meeting once a month, where we're setting policy and dedicating a lot of that board meeting toward volunteer development and fundraising development and how to and of course, your board members are the ones that are going to lead that high impact annual campaign that you run every year. So I believe it's critical. I encourage Kimberlee and Gov, everybody else out there, recruit board members. We're doing another training that we're going to be offering soon that just talks about board development and how to recruit those board members. Can you imagine if you have 30 people on your board of directors, they all take leadership positions in your campaign, and we recruit 50 volunteers, And it just so happens, Kimberlee, that the training model that you have is a $100,000 annual campaign that's run by 50 volunteers. Everybody is tasked with only going out and seeking donations from 3 or 4 people a week in that process, and making contact with those, telling their story and asking others to join them for success. If those 50 people are going out and making those contacts face to face, can you imagine what an impact that has for an organization? And then, of course, the most everything is that they have fun. So what do you have to jump in there, Kimberlee, and give Gov some inspiration and advice?
Well, Gov, I can be real honest. Stay in contact with nonprofit campaigns. Been very knowledgeable, very supportive. You know, we've been grabbing at the tips. We've been applying them and everything like that. We have seen a drastic improvement in what we wanted to work on, which was visibility and board development, and it's working. It's working.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely. I mean, I think like Rob, you had a good point about having a big board. I mean, making like 30 people as an ally, you know, and then actually be an advocate for your organization. It's a great point. Definitely, and as well as like volunteer, like a strategy to kind of get the volunteers. Definitely would be great as well.
Thank you. And by the way, Kimberlee, the check is in the mail. Thank you for that wonderful plug for nonprofit campaigns. We appreciate it. I got to tell you right now, and I know we probably have some development directors and executive directors as well as founders listening in on YouTube and Facebook. The average length on the job for a development director right now is 18 months. And you can imagine if you take that job as a development director and you're trying to develop these relationships, 18 months, it takes a year to really get your arms around the organization and develop that strategy. And I believe the biggest challenge we have with turnover for nonprofit executive directors and development directors is they're not getting enough support from the board of directors. And, it's easy to blame the board, right? But it's our job as nonprofit professionals to be developing that culture of philanthropy and giving them opportunities. So it is just ingrained in the organization. I love campaigns where we get everybody together. This is just what we do. That fundraising campaign is just important. It's an adult leadership program, and it's just as important as any other program you offer to serve kids and families, or it just needs to be a part of your mission. And this is what we do. We do this annual campaign. We involve all of our volunteers and all of our donors and all of our board members. I think when we start getting that culture of philanthropy and that mindset of success that we talk about in this 30-day challenge, we're going to see that 18-month turnover problem disappear. We're going to see more people on the job for a long time. That is my goal. I'd like to see. I just find it it's I don't know. It's my mission from God, so to speak, to try to help millions of nonprofits and get that engaged board of directors. That is why we founded nonprofit campaigns here. We have 5 minutes left. Any questions from Gov?
Yeah, I think you brought a lot of great points, and I think like fundraising is like very challenging, but we have to kind of think like the way you present it. We have to think like there's a multiple avenue you can use. I'm in the technology field, so I'm always focused on technology. Trying to find the best edge, but I think there's other aspect like that I'm kind of trying to learn more about at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm embracing that technology. I got to tell you, in this last year, I was a one-on-one nonprofit consultant for 26 years. We get a client, we parachute in, we're the expert, we're in front of them, we're doing this stuff. Now I'm doing it all over the internet. It's allowing us to serve more people than the old one-on-one model, but I'm learning the technology curve. Kimberlee, any questions from you before we depart today?
No, everything is fine from my end.
Good. I want to thank Gov. You had something to add there?
Yes, especially like when you are doing campaign, like online campaign, and the website is out there everywhere. Do you actually need to register on each of the state? Like they're like New York, California, and like their attorney general for solicitation, like like that. How they do it?
Every state has a different set of laws. Typically, we're finding most nonprofits are registering in the state that they're headquartered in.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, your 501c3 is a national designation, but then you've also got to do your articles of incorporation and incorporate with whatever state that you are in. I got to tell you, I'm not the lawyer. I'm not the expert of this stuff. There's probably somebody listening that may be able to answer this question better than me. But usually, if you are seeking donations, of course, all around, like most nonprofits are all over the United States, definitely be registered in your state and check with the Attorney General, of course. And most states have a website for nonprofits where the Attorney General, and you can ask these questions and they can help guide you in how to proceed.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. It is 12:58 here in Hawaii. That means it's 3:58 in California, and in Barbados, it's 6:58 right now on a Thursday evening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to say thank you to Taryn, who left us.
I'm in Connecticut right now, so it's a 6:58 as well.
6:58. Okay, so now Barbados is on Atlantic time, and Atlantic time and Hawaii time, we don't do daylight savings. That's where your time zone and my time zone come together. We don't do daylight savings. We have enough daylight. We don't need to save it. It's really confusing for us. It is really confusing for us when the rest of the United States, in the middle of us, spring forward and fall back for us to figure out what time it is here. So, but I want to thank you. We used to do this on the last Friday of every month, and this is the very first time that we have doing it on Thursdays, and we're going to do this every week. I feel that it's time for us to step up the game. Every week, Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time, Atlantic time. If you're in the middle there somewhere, you know what that is. And join us. I'm going to be looking for more live panelists like Kimberlee and Gov and Taryn to join us. And I'm encouraging all of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube. I look forward to reading your comments. I look forward to hearing you. If you want to be a panelist, jump in here. And the other thing is really jump into this 30-day challenge to achieve fundraising success. This 14-minute audio, you should listen to it every day for 30 days. And then take 1 more minute to read our daily posts on Facebook and all our social media. It's take 15 minutes a day for 30 days. And this success mindset puts you in the top 5% of any profession of people. That is just going to be, if you do it for 30 days, it's going to be a habit that's going to help you for the rest of your life. I encourage you to join in. The hashtag this month is fundraising success. Post it in there. Let us know how we can help you. I also have a link on our website and on our social media pages where you can book a free 30-minute consultation on nonprofit fundraising and board development with me. And so sign up. I've got times placed throughout June where we can get together on either the phone or we can stream live and ask questions. And I look forward to working with all of you and as we create exciting fundraising campaigns together. Thank you, Gov. Thank you, Kimberlee. Thank you, Taryn. Thank you, everybody else out there that is watching this event. We will return in 7 days, next Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, for another edition of the live forum on nonprofit fundraising and board development. Have a great rest of your Thursday, folks.
Thank you.